Hi, my name's Patrick Adom. I'm 42. I was born in Ghana. I moved to the UK when I was 7. Most of my formative years have been in the UK. I graduated with a BSc in computing, and also I have an MBA in general management. So my main inspiration was my daughter. So she's 7 years now, and when she was born, she just gave me a sense of purpose, a sense of drive. It forced me to kind of look at myself, think about my ambitions and my own aspirations and what I wanted to achieve. And as she started to grow and she could talk, she could comprehend things more. You know, I feel that I have to embody the things that I want her to do. But also, I saw that there was a niche for products that cater towards African Caribbean children. They just didn't feel that there was enough positive portrayals of African Caribbean people and their culture and heritage. So with that, instead of maybe just complaining or petitioning somebody else to create it for us, I thought, well, there's a niche here, there's an opportunity here. Why should I ask someone else, like I don't know, a Sainsbury's or Disney to do it and let them profit? And maybe I can do it and I can profit and I can learn and I can do something, worthwhile and fulfilling. So that's what drove me basically. I've always had the ambition to, make sure that as black people, as African Caribbean people, that we have pride in ourselves and that we're portrayed in a good way. And I think with the puzzles and what I'm doing, it basically it speaks to my sensibilities and how I feel, and hopefully other people get that sense as well, and they can take some pride and enjoyment in the puzzles. So the journey started summer 2017, which is when I actually registered a company. It wasn't to necessarily do puzzles at that time. I was looking at some other business ideas, one of them being a subscription box service, another being a trading card game similar to Top Trumps. I spoke about these to friends, family, made a start, did some initial drafts and research, but it just didn't seem to make a lot of sense. And I remember speaking to a cousin at a wedding about the Top Trumps idea and trying to explain it to him. And within 30 seconds, his eyes glazed over. I could see that he didn't get it. He wasn't interested. And this was a really smart, guy. And so, I then mentioned the jigsaw puzzle idea, and he immediately lit up and, gave me some suggestions and things. And so, from that, I just did some research, looked at, images, looked at where I could get it manufactured, the cost, and that sort of thing, and just really just got started, kept on going. I had an initial prototype made in the UK, just so that I could have a physical copy. I really liked it. I spoke about it to a couple of cousins and family, and they were like, yeah, we would support you, and we would, help you finance it, because at the time I wasn't sure if I wanted to do it, and there was quite a bit of cost to get it manufactured in China. So just from them saying that, they would be interested, made me think, great, I can go it alone. I don't need anybody's money, and then to have to kind of, have that extra headache. And the cost wasn't a huge cost. I equate it to the cost of an iPhone 10, maybe just a little bit more than that. So pretty affordable to a lot of people, I think. So initially, when I had the puzzles made, I was speaking to some small independent retailers in the UK, just following them on Instagram, messaging them, letting them know about my product, kind of building up a bit of, I don't know, a bit of hype, I guess, a bit of publicity, as it were. And so it's just really using social media as being the main channel for me. And within social media, it's mostly Instagram, but physically going into shops that I think would like to stock my puzzles, speaking to them, letting them know, letting them, actually hold a physical product and getting their feedback. And so far, most of the shops that I've approached, they've been happy to stock my puzzles. And so far as well, the puzzles have sold well, they've done well. It's great living in London because there are quite a few black independent shops like Diverse, New Beacon Book, Hub and Culture. This is Book Love with Samantha Williams, who travels around to different events. So that's really helped. But also I've reached out to other stockists in Germany, in America, Canada, and also in Ghana. And those have typically gone well. People are interested, and people are keen to stock their puzzles. And when they do, their customers, like the product and it goes well. With social media and things, people want to know your story. People want to know the person behind the brand. For some people, it's important that it's a black-owned company, it's a black-owned business, and they want to kind of see the person and have belief and confidence in the person behind the brand. So, that's forced me to kind of come out of my shell, be more open, be more in the limelight, as it were, and kind of tell my story and let people know who I am and why I'm doing what I'm doing. So that's kind of changing me slightly, where I would be quite happy just to sit behind a computer and just send emails all day. I think just being able to put my own idea into practice and get my own idea out onto the market, and with the way things are, if people don't like it, people don't want it, they won't buy it, and that's the biggest feedback you can get, right? Nobody likes it, and you've just stuck with hundreds, maybe thousands of puzzles, but so far people have bought it, so that's really gratifying, and that's really humbling as well, and it's really motivating to see that I can have an idea, I can execute that idea, and at the end I'm giving to people something that they're willing to spend their money on, and they're willing to spend their time engaged with their family and loved ones, because we're all strapped for time. We could either be binging on Netflix, or we could be doing 100 different things. The fact that somebody's gone out of their way to purchase my product and then also spend time playing with my product with their children, it's a really great feeling. So ideally for me, I would like to manufacture the products myself. So at the moment, the products are manufactured in China, but for me, it would be great if I could go back to Ghana and actually manufacture the products in Ghana, provide employment, but also it allows me to learn and grow. It allows me to keep, the means of production within my own hands, and it will allow me to prototype and get more products on the market, and to be able to, do a lot more different things. And also, I would like to make puzzles for other people. So whether that's small niche black-owned businesses that might want to, do a puzzle of Jay-Z or Drake or something, or do a puzzle of Desmond's, so people like nostalgia, or a puzzle of the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. So just some of the things that are maybe fun to our culture that we don't see if we go into the shops. But then ultimately, it would be great if maybe some of the big brands such as Disney, if they have a new film, maybe they'll commission me to make their puzzle. So that'll be really great. So that's what I'm looking towards, and also getting stocked in more and more of the big outlets. So like a John Lewis or a Tesco's, WH Smith, that kind of thing. So just becoming as mainstream as possible, really, while still keeping the ethos and the mission of the business. I think there are going to be new products that people are really going to be excited about.